Welcome to our channel. Please like and subscribe. What is the dopamine system? Why your brain craves more? Right now, your brain is chasing something. Maybe it's your phone, a notification, a video, a message, a goal, or simply the feeling that something better is coming next. And the strange part is, most people think dopamine is the pleasure chemical, but that's not actually true. Dopamine is not just about pleasure, it's about pursuit, desire, motivation, anticipation, and craving. Your brain is constantly pushing you toward rewards, even when those rewards make you unhappy. In this video, you'll discover what the dopamine system really is, why your brain always wants more, how social media and modern technology hijack your attention, and how understanding dopamine can completely change your habits, focus, and self-control. Because once you understand dopamine, you start understanding yourself. Let's begin. Imagine early humans thousands of years ago. The human brain evolved in a world of survival. Food was uncertain, resources were limited, and danger was everywhere. So the brain developed a powerful motivational system. Whenever humans found something important for survival, like food, progress, social connection, or achievement, the brain released dopamine. That dopamine encouraged them to repeat the behavior. Over time, this system helped humans survive. But today, the same ancient system is operating in a completely different world. A world filled with endless stimulation, endless scrolling, endless entertainment, and endless distractions. Your brain still reacts as if every notification, every like, and every new piece of content might be important for survival. And that's where the problem begins. Dopamine is released most strongly not when you receive a reward, but when you expect one. That expectation creates craving. Think about social media. You refresh your phone, not because every post is rewarding, but because maybe the next one will be. Maybe the next notification will feel exciting. Maybe the next video will be better. Maybe the next message will make you feel important. That uncertainty is extremely powerful psychologically. In fact, casinos use the exact same mechanism. It's called variable reward reinforcement. Unpredictable rewards create stronger dopamine responses than predictable ones. Your brain becomes trapped in anticipation, and over time, anticipation becomes addictive. This is why many people feel restless without stimulation. Silence feels uncomfortable. Boredom feels unbearable. The brain becomes conditioned to constant dopamine spikes. But here's what most people don't realize. The more overstimulated your dopamine system becomes, the harder it becomes to enjoy normal life. Simple pleasures lose intensity. Reading becomes harder. Deep focus becomes harder. Patience becomes harder. And everyday life begins to feel too slow. This is one reason why modern attention spans are collapsing. The brain adapts to high stimulation, and once it adapts, ordinary experiences feel less rewarding. That's why someone can spend hours scrolling videos, yet struggle to focus for 10 minutes on studying, working, or reading. The brain starts prioritizing quick rewards over meaningful effort, and dopamine plays a huge role in motivation. But motivation itself can become distorted because dopamine doesn't care whether something is good for you. It only cares whether your brain associates it with reward. That's why harmful habits can become powerful. Junk food, excessive gaming, endless scrolling, compulsive checking, even toxic relationships. All of these can activate dopamine loops. The brain starts chasing emotional rewards automatically, and over time, habits become deeply wired. But dopamine is not evil. In fact, it's essential for achievement. Without dopamine, humans would have little motivation to act. Dopamine drives ambition, creativity, learning, curiosity, and progress. The problem is not dopamine itself. The problem is imbalance. Modern life floods the brain with artificial rewards that are far more intense, frequent, and accessible than what humans evolved for. And when your brain becomes overloaded, your ability to focus on long-term goals weakens. This is why discipline often feels difficult. Your brain naturally chooses immediate rewards over delayed rewards. Psychologists call this temporal discounting. The brain values immediate pleasure more heavily than future benefits. That's why exercising tomorrow feels easier than exercising today. That's why one more video feels more appealing than finishing important work. Your dopamine system constantly pushes you toward what feels rewarding now. But there's another important truth. Dopamine is also connected to hope. When people lose motivation completely, dopamine activity can drop significantly. That's why depression often includes emotional numbness, low energy, and lack of drive. The brain stops anticipating meaningful rewards, and without anticipation, motivation fades. This shows how deeply dopamine shapes human behavior. It influences not just addiction, but emotion, learning, attention, and decision-making. So, how do you regain balance in a world designed to hijack your dopamine system? First, reduce constant stimulation. Your brain needs moments of boredom. Boredom is not the enemy. Boredom resets sensitivity. When you constantly overstimulate yourself, ordinary life loses emotional richness. But when stimulation decreases, simple things become rewarding again. Second, focus on delayed rewards. Train your brain to enjoy progress instead of instant gratification. Exercise, reading, building skills, learning, creating, these activities produce slower, healthier dopamine patterns that strengthen long-term motivation. Third, protect your attention. Your attention is one of the most valuable resources in your life. Every app, platform, and algorithm competes for it because attention drives engagement and engagement drives profit. So if you do not control your attention, someone else will. And finally, understand this deeply. Your brain is not broken because it craves stimulation. Your dopamine system evolved to help you survive. But in the modern world, survival mechanisms are constantly exploited. The key is awareness. Because once you recognize how dopamine shapes your behavior, you begin making conscious choices instead of automatic ones. You stop reacting impulsively. You become more intentional, more focused, more disciplined, and more in control of your own mind. So the next time you instinctively reach for your phone, pause for a moment and ask yourself, am I choosing this consciously? Or is my dopamine system choosing for me? That was excellent. Please like and subscribe for daily lessons. See you next time.